Hi, I'm Richard Petty. Welcome to Your Racing Experience. This is where your dreams become a reality.
Our mission statement is to offer the most professional and technically advanced racing experience in the world, bridging the gap between fantasy and reality in this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Are you ready for the most realistic and authentic racing experience in the world?
Your life is about to change forever.
Now, before we get you strapped into a race car and turn you loose on the racetrack, we need to get you up to speed on how we run our program. First and foremost, we want you to be safe at all times. Everything we're about to cover will prepare you to drive your race car at your top speed. The more laps you drive, the more comfortable you will feel in the race car. After your driver's meeting, your crew chief will take you out to pit road to our driver prep area. The pit road coordinator will call each driver to the helmet cart when it is their turn to drive. Once your name is called, you will want to report to the helmet cart on the driver side. Some of you have never worn a racing helmet before. These helmets are supposed to fit tight and secure around your head. If your helmet is too loose, make sure to tell the helmet handler so we can get you fitted correctly. Once your helmet is on, we will assign you to a race car according to size. Remember, these are real race cars, and the seats are fixed mount. So the car assignment will be executed by your height and your weight. Now let's go to Chris for the in-car safety.
Now let's start with getting into the race car. Remember, these cars do not have doors, and we will help you get through the window.
Let's start with climbing into the race car. Remember, these cars do not have doors, so we will help you properly get through the window area of the car. It's pretty tight. Put your right leg up, then your left. Once sitting on the door, you want to slide your feet in towards the dash and the pedals. Put both of your arms into the window and sit back into the seat. When climbing into an Indy car, swing your right leg over the cockpit and then your left. Once you're standing in the cockpit, you will want to slide down into the seat and towards the pedals. Number 1, 5-point safety harness. This is your seat belt, which holds you tight into the seat and makes you feel secure. Once you're loaded into the race car, you will be buckled in tightly with the 5-point harness like this. You actually should be comfortably uncomfortable. Rule: you are to remain in your race car at all times, unless instructed to get out by your personal racing instructor. In case of an emergency, you need to get out of the race car. Here is how the 5-point harness works.
In case of an emergency where your personal racing instructor instructs you to get out of the race car, this is what you do. To remove the steering wheel, you will press the quick release as you pull the steering wheel towards you to remove from the steering column. And then to release the seat belts, pull on this tab, and that will undo the latch for the 5-point safety harness.
Number 2, the steering wheel. This is your steering wheel. It is much different than that you have in your regular street car. After you're buckled in, the steering wheel will be put on. There are 2 people who will check the security of the wheel: your buckler and you. Rule: you are never to release the steering wheel or remove it for any reason unless you're told to do so by your instructor. In the event you need to get out of the race car and remove the steering wheel, This is what you need to do. Pull on the release in order to unlock the steering wheel, and simultaneously pull the steering wheel towards you to remove from the steering shaft. While on track, your hand positions on the steering wheel should remain at 10 and 2 o'clock, like so. Number 3, push to talk button. This is your push to talk button. This is used for your exclusive racing electronics in-car radio communications system.
Here we go, the car's up and running. We're going to take it up to 2,000 RPM, slowly let you off the clutch, and let's head down pit road. Nathan, you are ready to go, buddy.
It's for you and your personal racing instructor to communicate. When your instructor asks you a question, you acknowledge him by pressing the button, wait about a half a second, and then say 10-4. You've heard that before, but that lets him know that you understand what he said. It is very important that you use the talk button every time that your instructor talks to you.
All right, Stacy, my name is Buddy. I'll be your instructor. Got a copy.
This is how we figure out if you have lost radio contact with anyone. The only way that we can run this program in a safe manner is by keeping the radio communication at all times with you. It's personal between you and your spotter. Number 4, the window net. To get out, just release the latch and slide forward to get the rod out. You will then be able to drop the net and exit the race car. Number 5, the pedals. They are set up just like any street car that you have driven. Clutch, brake, and gas. Everyone here gives me a brake check on the apron of the backstretch when coming back to the pit road. They are great big race car brakes and work wonderful. Just keep in mind you have to press the pedal harder than you would in your street car because these don't have power brakes. Press the pedal, the brakes will grab. Now that we have gone over the car safety with you, we're going to talk about getting you ready for your own track racing experience. Before sending you out on the track, your pit road crew member will give you one final check. During your racing session, you will have constant communication with your personal racing instructor through our exclusive Racing Electronics two-way radio system.
That's great, Adam. That's a perfect line right there, buddy. Keep it up.
These are the same systems that your favorite driver uses on race day to talk to their crew chief and their spotter.
There you go. That was a perfect line right there. That was great, Adam. Good job, buddy.
Remember, listen to your personal racing instructor. Listen closely, as they will keep you safe and help you run the fastest line on the track today. Your personal racing instructor will be on the radio.
There you go. That was a perfect line right there. That was great, Adam. Good job, buddy.
He'll be on with you the entire time during your experience.
There you go. Hit your mark. Nice and smooth. Looking good.
He is there to keep you safe, give you instruction, and help you get up to speed. Be sure to listen to your personal racing instructor's directions, and you'll have a great experience. When you're cleared to take the track,
here we go. The car's up and running. We're going to take it up to 2,000 RPM, slowly let you off the clutch, and let's head down pit road. Nathan, you are ready to go, buddy.
the car will already be in first gear. Press the gas pedal lightly. Easy does it. It takes only about 2,000 RPMs to get your car rolling smoothly. Slowly release the clutch at the same time and take off slowly. No burnout. Don't floor it. On your way down pit road, you want to shift at every 3,000 RPMs. To shift into second gear, press the clutch with your left foot and pull the gear shifter straight down. As you increase your speed, you will shift into third gear, which is up and to the right. Then into fourth, which is all the way to the right and back. These transmissions are 4-speed H-pattern transmissions. To take off and leave pit road in an Indy car, your instructor will let you know when the push vehicle is behind the car and ready to push. Now you need to push the clutch in. The car will already be in gear, so hold the clutch all the way down while the vehicle pushes your car, and your instructor will count down. 3, 2, 1. Once they say release the clutch, give the car a little bit of gas, and the car will fire up. Nice and easy down pit road as you enter the apron in turn 1. Stay on the apron all the way through turns 1 and 2. Stay on the apron until your personal racing instructor gives you the go-ahead to blend in up onto the racing surface.
Move all the way over to that high dotted line. 4,000 RPMs, 4,000.
Slowly blend up above the white line onto the racetrack. Now you're all set. You will complete the racing experience in fourth gear. No more shifting until the very end of your session when you return to the pit lane. When you enter turn 3, you will see the solid white line. You want to position your car 5 feet above the white line at the bottom of the racetrack. Do not let your car touch the white line. The white line is what separates the racetrack and the apron. The transition of the banking to the flat apron will upset the balance on your race car and you will wreck. Through the turns, you should never be higher than 5 feet above that white line. Our ride cars run on the high line and you will need to give them enough room to pass you safely. Coming down the front stretch, this actually can be the trickiest part of the racetrack. You will want to run as straight of a line through the dogleg. Do not follow the lines on the racetrack. As you exit turn 4, look forward to a set of white dots and split those dots. This will set you up for the fastest line down the front stretch. Do not follow the dotted white lines which create lanes. Remember, you're not on the highway. You are on a racetrack. Ignore the white lanes. Just split the 2 white dots as you go through the front stretch with a smooth arc, never making sharp movements with the steering wheel through the dogleg. As you approach turn 1, split the white dots one last time and then make your entry into turn 1 on the banking. Turns 1 and 2 are like turns 3 and 4. They're almost identical. Keep the race car 5 feet above the white line. At the exit of turn 2, let the car drift up until you've positioned it on top of the dotted white line. Make sure to hold a constant throttle all the way around the racetrack. Trust your race car. These are the same race cars driven in competition by some of the biggest names in the sport. Driving the car is a little different today. We will be running a progressive RPM program. As long as you're running the correct racing line around the track and listening to your instructor on the two-way radio, his instructions will fill you in on what's happening. What we're going to do is increase your RPMs by 200 RPM per lap. Once you reach the rev limiter chip, you will hear what we refer to as the chip. Once you hear the chip, you want to lift your big toe off the gas just enough to run below the rev limiting chip. do not drive the entire lap hitting the rev limiter chip, or it will slow you down. Your fastest lap times will be just under that rev limiting chip, where everything is smooth and efficient. Do not ride the rev chip all the way around the racetrack. Once you hit the chip, back off with your big toe. If you ride the chip all the way around the racetrack, this will result in pulling you off the racetrack, and you will be forfeiting your experience. Once you get up to your speed, you will feel the car settle in and hug the corners. Again, keep a constant throttle all the way around the track. These cars are made for speed and to turn left. For that reason, you can keep a constant speed through the corners. That's right, no lifting off the gas while going into the corners. You will be on the track with other students and ride cars. If you come up on a slower car, your instructor will tell you to maintain a 4-car length distance between you and the slower car running ahead. Passing is allowed, but only on the back straightaway, and only once you have received clearance by your personal racing instructor. If you come up on a slower car entering a corner, you are to maintain a 4-car length gap until your instructor gives you clearances to pass. At the straightaway, the slower car is to go low. You are to pass them on the high or outside, which is to the right. All passing is done on the outside or to the right of the slower car. Remember, never initiate your own pass and always pass to the right. The instructor will tell you when it's clear. All passing should be completed before entering the next corner. Your passing must be completed on the straightaway. While you're making laps today, there will also be professional drivers giving ride-alongs to other folks who want to enjoy the experience of racing around this track. If you're being passed, your instructor will tell you there's a faster car approaching, coming up quickly. So please remember, your instructor is your spotter as well. So keep your eyes looking through the windshield so you know where you're going. Trust your instructor to look behind the race car so he can see the faster cars approaching. Keep your eyes looking through the windshield and not looking at the rear view mirror. Your instructor will instruct you to go low, slightly, and smoothly bring the car to the left about 1 groove to allow room for that faster car to complete its pass on the right side of you. When your timed racing session has come to a close, your instructor will tell you it's the checkered flag. It's out as you cross the start-finish line for that final time.
This is going to be your checker flag. Checker flag. Stay in the gas pedal. Stay in the gas pedal. We'll slow you down. We'll slow you down coming out of turn 2. Just stay in the gas pedal.
Stay in the gas and run your normal line the rest of the way down the front stretch and through turns 1 and 2. As you exit 2, lift your foot off the gas pedal slowly and roll out of the throttle, bringing your car down to the white line. As you reach the middle of the back stretch and you cross over the white line, make sure that you have reached that mark before crossing over the white line, making a slow blend back onto the apron. Remember, don't upset the race car. Do this with a smooth transition. Remember, never cross the white line while you're on the banking. It upsets the balance of the race car and you will be battling 3,500 pounds of race car. Your personal racing instructor will talk you through it. Make sure you are clear to head down on the apron. Don't do that on your own.
Slow down, get your foot off the gas pedal, get your foot off the gas pedal. Tap your brakes, tap your brakes.
Once on the apron, I want you to give me a brake check as you coast through turns 3 and 4. Make sure that you have the correct pedal. Remember to push the brake pedal harder than your street car to get these brakes to work. In an Indy car, the pedals are very close together. Be sure that you have the correct pedal. The brake pedal is in the middle and can be easily mistaken for the gas or the clutch pedal. Check your brakes and keep your foot by the brake pedal all the way back to pit road. Once you reach pit road, stay to the left of the grass in the middle of the pit lane. Look ahead for your buckler to be waving you back into the lane that you left from.
Adam, shift that car to neutral halfway down, and you're going to coast through your buckler in lane 4. That's the far lane against the grass.
Once you reach the shift into neutral sign, shift the car into neutral. Neutral is in the middle of the H pattern. Take your time. Once it slips into neutral, the rear wheels will not have any power. You will be coasting along. Since you will be shifting out of 4th gear, remember you just bump the shifter forward, wiggle it back and forth side to side to make sure you know you're in neutral. To shift the Indy car into the neutral position, push the red lever on the right side of the car forward into neutral. You don't need to use the clutch, just gently push the lever forward. Coast the rest of the way forward to your buckler with your foot near the brake pedal. The pedal in the middle will now let you coast forward, and you can slow the car towards the buckler who is waving you in, using the brake to slow the car down. Remember to keep a constant throttle and listen to your instructor. They are there to keep you safe and help you go fast.
Did a good job out there. Good job. Appreciate you coming out.
Speaking of fast, speeds for a practice rookie or a King's Experience program can reach up to 150 miles an hour. Top speeds for a checkered flag experience of a lifetime, victory lane, or world champion program can reach up to an amazing 170 miles per hour. Now that we have learned about your own track experience and radio communications, let's go over what to do in case of losing radio contact. As you know, your personal racing instructor is on the radio with you for your entire track experience. He is here to keep you safe. If you lose radio communications, I want you to bring the car back to pit road, as you're now a safety hazard on the racetrack. Remember, the only place safely to bring the car down is on the back straightaway. Do not drop down in the middle of a corner, or the transition between the banking and the apron will cause you to lose control and crash. Safety is our #1 priority. On pit road, do not cross pit wall unless being loaded into a car by a crew member. Do not sit on pit wall. No smoking on pit road or in or near the race cars. Do not leave children unattended. No alcoholic beverages allowed. Any crew member has the ability to keep you from driving if there's any evidence that you're under the influence of drugs or alcohol. On the track, no cameras inside race car or on pit road. No open-toed shoes or cowboy boots. No burnouts. Stay buckled in the car at all times. Do not get out of the car for any reason, unless you're told to do so by a crew member. Pay attention. Pay attention to your surroundings at all times. Follow racing instructors' directions. You must follow your personal racing instructor's directions at all times. Careless or reckless driving will result in pulling you off the racetrack and forfeiting your experience. And you will be removed from the race car immediately. There are no second chances. Be sure that you capture the memory of your incredible racing experience today with a photo package and in-car video. The photo package is a perfect memento to hang on your wall for bragging rights. And the in-car video will let you relive your exhilarating experience over and over. And imagine showing it to all your friends. You'll be excited, and they will too, every time you watch it. If you haven't already purchased a photo or video, be sure to get them before you drive. You do this at the trailer located on the pit road, but it must be done before you drive. Both the video and photo package will be ready for you to take home today after your experience. Go fast. Remember, go fast. Turn left and don't hit anything. Good luck, everyone. After this video, if you have any questions about anything, please let me know. We will have a question and answer session. And if you still don't get it, pull me aside and I'll go over it with you again until you fully understand. Our goal is for you to have a safe experience of a lifetime today at the NASCAR Racing Experience.
Thank you for sharing your opportunity of a lifetime with us. Have a fun, safe experience, and we look forward to having you return.